From the banks of the Ohio River, there's a look at Paul Brown Stadium here in Cincinnati, Ohio. Coach, it's the NFL on EA Sports, and there you get a look at Paul Brown Stadium on the banks of the Ohio. From the banks of the Ohio River, there's a look at Paul Brown Stadium here in Cincinnati, Ohio. Coach, it's the NFL on EA Sports, and there you get a look at Paul Brown Stadium on the banks of the Ohio River in Cincinnati. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Cincinnati Bengals. Seems like we were just starting training camp, but here we are in October, and off we go on EA Sports. This is taken at the 3. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
Let's go. Hey. Set. 80. Play.
Now a first down throw, Tannehill. He'll find Juju Smith-Schuster. And they're able to get this one across the 35. That play going for 16 yards to start the drive, first down. One play has him to the 37 here for 1st and 10.
Deep. Play. Here you go. Right here.
Tannehill on first down. Flush to his right. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's 2nd down. You got a young quarterback. Maybe that's just an example of a growing pain for him.
I think you're right about that, because when the game starts to move fast and it moves quickly on him, a lot of times they fall back on what they know best, their arm. He's slinging it on this one. Had a wide open target, but didn't have the proper footwork to increase his accuracy.
On 2nd and 10, Tannehill. That'll be taken in there by James Washington. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. It's the first time that they've looked his way tonight, and he comes up with a first down on the play. So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 at the 43. Tannehill throwing again. Got some real estate inside the 30. Wide open receiver complete. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards.
Well, it's just been an aerial attack all the way downfield, and they're putting it to the defense in a big way right now. What do you think, partner? Do you now run the football? Because they're in a pretty good spot already at the outer edges of the field goal.
But, like you always tell me, you're still far enough away from the end zone that a pass could be a good option here, too.
You know, we always talk about running.
And this is going to be intercepted. Picked up by Jesse Bates. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. They were ball hawks last week. They had a trio of interceptions on defense. In the first drive, they pick up right where they left off.
They're creating quite a reputation for themselves, aren't they? And sometimes what happens is when they know that the defense can take the ball away, as they saw the previous week, now you try too hard to not let them take it away, and you force yourself into errors. They've intimidated them in a sense and gotten the ball from them.
First carry for Giovanni Bernard. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be 2nd down. Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give them the yardage that they needed, but they really want him to be that guy, and that's what they're doing early in this game.
They tried the throw on second down, unsuccessful. Now it's 3rd and 1.
Now let's go. 3-19.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to have the first down yardage as he's down at about the 30-yard line. They only get 2 there, but on 3rd and 1, that's all they needed to keep the drive going. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Right back to him on 1st down. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
When Leonard Williams was picked in the 2015 NFL Draft, I compared him to Merlin Olsen, and I got a lot of grief about it. Did you just see that play there? Did you see how he made that move and made that tackle? That was Merlin Olsen-esque right there.
I just perked up when you said Merlin Olsen.
Yeah, a lot of people say, hey, that's too much, too far, and maybe it is early, but I think this guy has a chance of fulfilling that.
Now a deep ball there on 2nd down, but it'll wind up incomplete. And they went for a big play through the air on 2nd down, couldn't connect. Now it's 3rd. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Set. Green 39. Green 39.
Now back to throw. And that is incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. That opening drive ended with the INT. It didn't lead to points, but still not the way they were hoping to begin the game.
But how about going and telling your defense, thank you, a huge thank you. You said it didn't lead to points, stalled off that drive. Now they've got a chance to redeem themselves and maybe reward their defense a little bit by putting some points on the board on this one.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. Give him 6 on the play, and that'll make it a 2nd down. Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So, as you said, you shrink the playbook, pick out the plays that work best for you. And you know what else you're looking for?
What's that?
Who are the freshest guys coming off of the last game to play on a Thursday night? Guys have a little extra pep in their step. You go to them early and often.
On 2nd down, here's Tannehill. Over the middle here to Brown. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be 3rd down. I think defensively you're okay with that. Here in the first quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that and you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch, now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
He's going to sling this deep down, and this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Darquez Denard. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
56. Gone, 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 gone. 4 down, check, 4 down. All right, now, lucky 56, lucky 56.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Escaping the pressure right. And they're not able to hook up there. Incomplete.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
They'll try again from the 36 on 2nd and 10.
Watch it now, Barney.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. It's a Bengal first down, a pickup of 11. Well, one unit I know you want to watch is that offensive line. If they keep clearing holes like that, it could be a long night defensively.
No doubt about it, because when they are in sync, as we're seeing so far, when that continuity is there, and you can see that they're playing off of each other while controlling the defensive front linebackers, you're exactly right. It could be a very long night for the defense, because someone's going to run for some big yardage.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down.
Back 99 Philly, here we go.
They'll run it now out of the gun. It's a Bengal first down, a pickup of 11. Well, they're making an effort to get the ground game going tonight. So far, it's working.
I like what we're seeing from the offensive line. They seem to have the leverage going, and they're controlling things and reestablishing the line of scrimmage, moving that defensive front backwards. But also like what the runner's giving us, too. It appears that he's been waiting all day long to get out here and take off.
So 2 first downs, and that moves the ball to the 42 now, 1st and 10.
Hurry up, here we go. 3-19.
Alongside Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin, and it's the Bengals.
Watch it now, Barney. 52's the mic. Gone.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. Flushed out right. And he'll lay out and pull it in. What a diving catch there. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
I'd have to say that whenever you see a good post route run, they do not like to let it end without the catch. Hence, that great diving play.
Yeah, lay it up there, let him go get it, and he got it. And he's not able to get away. Sacked back at the 22. And it's never good to take a sack. You really don't want to take one down here in this part of the field, down near the red zone.
Not at all, because you're already pretty much assured of a field goal. But you take a big sack, it could push you out of range, and that's why defenses get a little more aggressive in this situation. They're almost conceding the 3 points.
Under pressure again, and down he goes again.
Okay, let's go back a little bit and see if my schooling comes to the front. What's that old saying? Those who forget the lessons of history are doomed to repeat them. That's the same guy who's gotten back-to-back sacks. I think a double team may be in order.
Hey. No. Check. Patriot. Gone.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Incomplete. He had his hands on it, but couldn't pick it. But it's now 4th down.
I know ultimately that feels like a good defensive play, but I know it's really not. They had a chance to keep points off the board. Now they have a chance to kick a field goal by missing that shot.
Yeah, especially at this spot in the field. He's got to be upset he couldn't come up with that INT. So still no touchdowns in the first half, but we do have some action on the scoreboard with the field goal.
So maybe now the mentality changes in this game, because anytime you can get to the red zone, and if you don't come away with 6 points, you feel like it's a disappointment. In a game like this one, being able to kick field goals means you're right there, and then you're just looking for that big break to take you over the top.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
50.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And the hole closes quickly. He gets it across the 35 to the 36-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
I don't think any of us were surprised that they decided to start this drive on the ground after the last 2 drives ended in interceptions.
Unfortunately, though, not a lot going on that first play.
Yeah, I think the anticipation was felt also by the defense.
Now it's Tannehill. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by Darquez Dennard. And his guys will take over at the 25-yard line. So that is 3 interceptions now in this first half, and you hate to ask the question, but let's be honest, we're thinking about it. Do you need to go in a different direction next series?
Potentially. We know that he's probably not going to be on the Pro Bowl ballot. That's not really his stature here, but he has been their starting quarterback for this game. So they've got to weigh things about who's behind him. Do they think he can snap it back into gear? Maybe change up the play calling to help him out a little bit.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. Forced out to his left. Now he's going to let it go deep left side. So they took a shot on 1st down, but couldn't connect.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that 1st down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. Out of the right, this is Cruz. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. That one goes for 24 yards. They'll look to throw now on 1st down. Underneath, this is Bernard. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. It'll be a gain of 6, and it'll make it 2nd down.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Back to throw. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
I would say it'd probably be a good idea for him to reintroduce himself to his receivers at the half because they're definitely on different wavelengths. But I also don't advocate waiting that long. Next series, before you get out there, hey, let's get together, guys. Let's get this thing moving.
Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. He'll look to throw. He drops it off for Bernard. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. The Bengals passing game finding a rhythm. They've got another first. Two minutes to go here in the first half. We'll come back to Cincinnati after this. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. And he'll get this down to about the 30, 31-yard line. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
Now this time he'll look to throw. And he's going to be taken down. Pressure gets there back at the 39-yard line.
If you rank one from the bottom in statistics, that's usually not good in this league. And this team, one from the bottom in sacks, but somehow they've got 3 in this game. What's going on?
I know, they're 31 of 32. They better be careful, or they're going to be top 30 in the league. They'll set up a throw. Looking for Cruz, and it's intercepted. Sean Davis with a pick, and he's going to take this one back to the 37-yard line.
Well, it's 3rd and long, and you've got a few different ways to play it offensively. But this is not the type of offense that's going to wave the white flag. They're going to keep chucking it. And this time, it results in an interception.
after the interception. Here's Tannehill. Dancing to his left. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's second down.
They brought the blitz that time, and I thought they were going to get to him, but instead, he flipped it on its ear and ended up picking up positive yardage.
I thought he was dead to rights, but you are exactly correct, sir. Able to turn that into a positive gain. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. And prior to this 3rd and 2 play, we're going to get a timeout call as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. They had the catch on second down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at 3rd down here. A shotgun snap for Tannehill. Under pressure, and he's going to go down. Tannehill sacked. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. The Steelers send out their punter now. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. Oh, he'll field it in the end zone. A very nice job on the run back there. He'll get 23 yards all told. And the Bengals will take over here 1st and 10. The Bengal offense now gets set to head back out onto the field. And we'll see how this is played. Offensively, they've got the lead. Not a whole lot of time left. What do you think, Charles?
Well, it's tempting to try and add to your lead, but a mistake there, that can change things in a big way. I say go ahead, take the knee, get on out for the half.
Shrugs him off, and he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
Doesn't matter who you're rooting for in this game. The effort of the man with the football, getting away from one and trying to turn forward and get some yardage, I really liked what he did there.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. They'll set up to throw. He's going deep for Brown. And that will be incomplete. 4 ticks left here on the clock. That one was intended for John Brown. And that takes us from 2nd to 3rd down. They'll throw now on the final play. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. Due to time constraints, we move you forward in today's broadcast to the beginning of the 3rd quarter. So we've reached halftime here in the Queen City, and it's the Bengals leading this one. The Bengal offense now with a football first here to begin quarter number 3. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the 3rd quarter.
I like the way you term that because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
We'll see if they do just that. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves them with a 2nd and 3. They'll operate from the 32-yard line here. 2nd and 3.
Watch it now, Barney!
They'll run again with Bernard. Not much there. Maybe a couple up to the 35.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. They're looking at 3rd and a few inches. He'll drop to throw. To the left side here for Eifert. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. That his first catch so far. They've held him under wraps, but he's got a first down there. They'll look to throw here on first down. Cruz on the crossing route. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. 23 yards on the play. This quarterback now has hit on 7 of 17 passes, just 41%, but it's 1st and 10. Here's the first carry for Bo Scarborough. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Another nice gain, 16 yards there, and a first down again.
Partner, I remember a coaching friend of mine used to tell his running backs before games, make sure you run and jog with your offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking when those big behemoths start to create space for you up front. He did a pretty good job of just following those guys through there for a nice explosive run.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. On the toss, Bernard. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield.
Stephon Tuitt came out of Notre Dame as another one of those really tall defensive ends, and you just wonder, would they be able to have the leverage to bend and make plays? I think he just gave us an answer with that tackle.
Here we go.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked up by the former first-rounder Artie Burns. And he'll take this back all the way up past the 45-yard line. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. He was looking for his big tight end there, Jesse James. And now it's 2nd down.
That has not been the best game for him, but he definitely tried to get by with a little help from his friend there, trying to create a big play.
Couldn't do it, fell incomplete, but you're right, hasn't been a banner game here in the second half, just trying to get going. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked up by Jesse Bates. And the return here is stopped at the 35-yard line.
I'll tell you, Brandon, it seems like this guy's been all over the field so far. That's his 2nd interception of the game, and so much of playing defense in the NFL, especially when it comes to defending the pass, is all about positioning and technique. And this is fantastic work on both fronts there.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground here with Bernard. And he'll get this one up to about the 39 here. There to stop him, Terrell Edmonds.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
Detroit!
Again, here's Bernard. Nowhere to go that time. He maybe got a yard up to the 40.
They know that old expression, it's not my night. It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. Now the Bengals on 3rd down. 3 for 7 so far in this game. This will be 3rd and 5. He'll look to throw. Being chased out left. Now he'll let it go deep left side. Oh, wide open, complete. And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown. as his guys are in for 6, and the Bengals are able to grow their lead. So on 3rd and medium, they dial up the pass, and it works to hit the end zone.
And it's really not a surprise to me. That's a throwing down in the NFL because of how tough it is to run the football. But what offenses like to do is still show run formations to make them respect it and throw out of those. In this case, they took a nice shot at the end zone and made it pay off.
And the Steelers set to take the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. Give them 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
Leopard! Watch it now, Barney!
And now a first chance for the backup here to throw. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Jordan Willis in there to get him for his 2nd sack of the night.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Back now in Cincinnati. It's the Steelers with the football, but trailing here as we get going in quarter number 4. 3rd and long, it's Tannehill. In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line.
Well, this is what happens when you get behind the chains, as people like to say. When you have obvious passing situations, hard to vary it up and fool a defense.
And you hate those situations if you're an O-lineman, right?
Oh, without a doubt, because you just know they're coming, and you never know exactly how. They can be exotic in their blitzes, or their athletic ability just takes over.
Now Tannehill. And he'll find Washington. That's complete. And he's got this almost to the 40 before going out. The time to pull out the stops is now, and they convert there on 4th down. So that play much needed there as they're all the way up near the 40 for a 1st and 10. Tannehill on 1st down. Steps away to his left. Now he'll throw deep left side. This is caught at the 20. And he finally is out of bounds, but he's down inside the 20-yard line. And at this stage, down in the second half, looks like they just wanted to find a way to get it in the hands of their playmaker, and they did.
I think you're exactly right. I don't think the coordinator's looking at his play sheet and trying to figure out which play will work well. He's trying to figure out how to get the ball to the playmaker that you just described. Looking down at that sheet, you find people plays, not necessarily X's and O's, and that's exactly what they did there.
They go play action here on 1st down. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield, complete. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. Out of the gun, Tannehill. Nowhere to turn here, he's going to go down. Back at about the 37-yard line. Jordan Willis in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year. Here's Tannehill now on 2nd down. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Jordan Willis in there to get him, and that's sack number 6 for him on the year. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. From the gun, here's Tannehill. And the pressure gets to him again. Geno Atkins In there to drop him yet again, and he must be shell-shocked back there. That's now back-to-back-to-back sacks, and it's 4th down. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. That's to his running back, complete. But they're going to wrap him up as he'll go down well short of a first. Mike Tomlin takes a shot here, but to no avail. And that will force a turnover on downs.
Set! Blue 90! Blue 90!
They'll begin here with Bernard. Oh, a nifty juke there.
Not much fun for a guy trying to tackle him.
And he'll get this up to about the 40. A good run there on 1st down, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 2. Clock continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on 2nd down.
All right, here we go. 3-19!
They'll run it here with Bernard. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a 1st down, keep the sticks moving.
And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Now Bernard. And very little daylight there. They'll get a couple up to the 44. Time for a break. We'll come back to wrap this one up after this. This, in all probability, another run here on 2nd and 8. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. It's complete on the bubble screen. That's Cruz. No gain that time on the completion, and it'll be 3rd down. I think you'd have to say defensively, these guys are doing their job pretty well, right?
Yeah, we talked about them holding them under 20 points, right, on defense. And they've done that. They've held them. The problem is their own offense hasn't answered their challenge, which was to score more.
Yeah, exactly. I remember you saying magic number was right around 20, and the offense has been the issue. You're right. The Bengals on 3rd down. They're at 50%, 4 for 8. This is 3rd and 8. They'll drop to throw. And this is going to be incomplete.
Okay, I'm not quite sure how to judge that one. Maybe didn't have enough legs underneath him. Mechanics might have been off. Maybe some fatigue. That one came up short.
Yeah, 4th quarter. Maybe you do start to watch as the arm there, the leg's still there. This has been a tough game. This is taken around the 12. 42 yards on the punt, just 2 on the return. And the Steelers are going to take over 1st and 10 deep in their own territory. The Steelers offense now, they head back onto the field. They might be thinking this is close to a lost cause here. Got to play it out. What do they need to do?
Well, they have a thought process in mind already, but they can't get ahead of themselves. They know that they need to score quickly.
Yep, 2-score game.
Onside kick and get the ball back and then score again, but they can't worry about the last 2 points. The only thing that matters is scoring quickly, then they'll take it from there.
And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. An excellent way to start the drive there. 18 yards.
Good route, good pickup for 1st down yardage, and that is a tough one to cover, the angle route, because a running back getting out of the backfield, if you're trying to cover that, especially if you're in the linebacker spot, and you're seeing this play develop, he heads out towards the flat first, and that often gets you to overcommit running in that direction. Then he cuts back up inside you into the middle of the field, That's what we just saw there for a nice pickup.
He'll get just a yard on the scramble. It's second down.
Yeah, not much there that time, and I think we were both wondering once he got out of the box whether he just throw the ball away, and he winds up only picking up a yard or two.
Tannehill now to throw. He'll find a man over the middle. It's Washington. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here, as he'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. Tannehill now perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. Now it's Tannehill. Now a desperation throw, and this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked up by Jesse Bates, and they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line. And he'll get this one up to the 26. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down. I guess the simple question, why not just take a knee there?
I don't understand either why you would take any sort of a chance. We've seen it happen in the game of football. Doesn't matter whether you've watched high school, college, or the NFL. Some people get a little greedy, try to get that extra running play in, and it can backfire on them.
They'll go option to the short side. And he held on to it, but he probably shouldn't have as they get him behind the line. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And that's going to lead to a 3rd and 11. And he'll take this for a short gain on what will prove to be the final play of this ball game. The storyline of this one, Charles, no doubt the number 0. Zilch, nada.